All right, guys, welcome to Module 4, Targeting and Ads. Oh, yeah, this is crucial right here. Yet again, crucial, essential. This is really where you want to pay attention. You want to pay attention to all this whole course, but targeting and ads, the same thing applies here. If you don't get your targeting right, you can walk away from a concept that was supposed to win for you. But you got it wrong in the beginning. Your test phase was wrong. You didn't go into the test phase correctly, and that's extremely important. We don't want that to happen. So you have to understand targeting and ads and the best way to go about it. So first, let's talk about building buyer-heavy audiences. Okay. A lot of people get hung up on targeting. Let's talk about the best way to build your audiences. All right, there's 3 methods of targeting. Hope you guys are taking notes here. 3 methods of targeting. Number 1, extreme targeting. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Number 2, audience insights. Self-explanatory. I'm sure you guys know about that. If you're a brand new newbie, then you might not know about it, but we will explain it in a minute. And then audience drill. This is a tool that I always promote to people because I like it. All right, so let's discuss what a buyer-heavy audience is. A buyer-heavy audience is a group of interests you've compiled from fans who you've identified as active buyers. Simple. A group of interests you've compiled from fans who you've identified as active buyers. Going back to what we talked about a couple of videos ago, this system is about going directly to the customer. That's what this system is based on. That's how you succeed in this business, because they're the professionals. So, would you rather have an audience filled with buyers or an audience filled with non-buyers? It's kind of like, it's a dumb question, right? Of course, you would want an audience filled with buyers. This targeting method is based on extracting valuable data directly from buyers and or highly passionate fans. So it's obvious that you would want an audience that's filled with buyers, and there's no possible way to actually, ever get an audience that's filled with nothing but buyers. But you can build a buyer-heavy audience by going to buyers and then extracting information, extracting data from those active buyers, okay? Instead of using a tool as your main way to build an audience insights or audience drill, these are both tools here. Audience insights comes with Facebook. It's a native tool to Facebook. Audience drill is something else, put out by Sam Becker and Brad Stevens. They're both tools. All right, but instead of using a tool as your main way to build an audience, you want to do it the manual way, which is extreme targeting. So what I like to do personally is use extreme targeting as my main targeting technique, my main way to build audiences, and then I'll use audience insights to help me out, to give me extra interest, to help me find out certain information about the audience that I've built using extreme targeting, stuff like that. I use audience insights once I've already gained a very good understanding of a niche. So I just don't go into audience insights blind, and with a super general keyword and start digging there, because I don't think that's very productive. And 3, audience drill is just a tool that I go to if I want something quick. The point is that you want to go to the customer, again, to the customer, and that's why extreme targeting for me is number 1. Go to the buyer, which is preferred. Go to the buyer. Goes to someone you can see bought with your eyes, with 2 eyes that you have. You can see them actually have purchased, or go to the most passionate people you can find, if needed. And that is where you should begin building your audience, going to the customer, going to the actual fan. Before I get into my targeting technique, let's first discuss audience insights and when it's best to use it. Most people use audience insights as their one and only way of building an audience. All right, now think about that. That's most people's only way they do it. Now you got to think about this. There's 30,000 sellers on Gearbubble. How many do you think is on Teespring? I don't know how many is on Teespring, but there's way more than 30,000. How many do you think just do Shopify How many use Audience Insights when they're doing CPA or just affiliate stuff? There's hundreds of thousands of people using Audience Insights at any given time. All right, so just always keep that in mind. Like that's the main way people use it. So again, when you see that kind of thing going down, and like the majority, is it the best because it's the best, or is it the best because the majority is using it? Audience Insights is great. Now, I don't want anyone to think that I'm putting Audience Insights down. If I was, I wouldn't have it as my 3 methods of targeting here. But I just think it's better to go into Audience Insights once you have some insight already from yourself. So this is the basic process when digging through Audience Insights for interest ideas. All right, you enter a broad but not too broad keyword, such as fishing lure. You don't want to start off as fishing because you're going to be wasting your time. You're going to get some a bunch of crappy keywords pages over there. So you go and get a little bit more targeted fishing lure. That's a little bit more targeted, less broad than just fishing. Then you'll click on the page likes. You'll see 2 sections, top categories and page likes. You'll scroll down to page likes and you'll see a list of other fan pages. These fan pages are potential interests that Facebook has identified as pages that are more relevant to our audience, whatever keyword we put in fishing lure. Then you'll sort by relevance or affinity, however you like to do it. Some people like to keep it sorted by relevance. Some people like to sort by affinity because affinity is how more likely that they are to like the page than the rest of Facebook. So it's pretty good data to look at. So they sort by relevance or affinity, then they take down the names of the top pages and they cycle them through the interest field. And this will change the results and give you more pages. So to try to make this simple, we're going to Audience Insights. We type in fishing lure. We click on page likes. We scroll down and check out the pages. We sort by affinity, for example, and then we look at the pages that they have there. Then we'll take some of those pages and put them in where fishing lure was. Take them one by one and put them in there and take out fishing lure because we just got a little bit more targeting, and the results will change up for you and you'll have more results to look at. All right. So you'll continuously cycle pages from the page like section into the interest field and look at the data being returned to you. And the more you dig, the more layers deep you dig, the better it'll be, the more good interest you'll be able to find. So hope that was all clear for you. And that's the basic process right there. You can't really teach that over and over too many different times. Like that's it right there. All you can teach is to continuously digging, keep cycling the pages from the page like section to the interest field and try different little combinations and you'll have different things popping up. This is a solid method and can definitely result in a number of really good interests, but my biggest problem is this method is that I don't know why that's there, but I know what my biggest problem is. My biggest problem is that everyone's doing it pretty much. Again, Gearbubble has over 30,000 sellers. Yeah, this is what I was just talking about. Gearbubble has over 30,000 sellers. Add that to Teespring, Shopify, CPA, affiliates, people that's doing it for their own business. I mean, there's just so many people that would be using Audience Insights. So this is the example right here of me typing in fishing lure. Like if you type in fishing lure, this is what's going to come up for most people. It'll change. It changes because the affinity changes every day or so, or everything's always changing with Audience Insights, so it's going to change a little bit. But basically, this is what everyone will see. If you and I and millions of others went to type in fishing lure in Audience Insights, this is what we'd see. So, I mean, is Wired2Fish a good interest? Is Berkeley Fishing a good interest? Booyah Bait, sure, they can be good interest, sure, but this is what everyone's seeing. Everyone. There's no range here. There's no variety here. And to get variety, you have to do a lot of digging. A lot of digging. You have to take Booyah Baits back up in here and put it in, take out the original interest, see what comes up, and then try Berkeley Fishing by itself and see what comes up, and then try Berkeley Fishing with booyah baits, see what comes. You have to do a lot of variations and a lot of digging. So that's really my main issue with targeting or audience insights. And at the same time, it's still a very powerful tool that I use to do a lot of different things. But number one for me will always remain extreme targeting.